To Vanessa's podcast today. I Am My Own Best Friend podcast. I'm going to read you something that I think is pretty resourceful, and it can help many of you in the future. And the title of this episode is actually the title of the book, and it's also something that a lot of people go through a lot of time. You're going to meet many people in your life that you're going to trust and you're going to regret later. You're going to say, oh, what the fuck I trusted you for. I cannot believe how blindsided I am. And that happened many times. And more than we think. Sorry for the background noise. Okay, so let's get started. Want something done right? Do it yourself. If only that worked in a real world. All of us need help. We get through life by trusting the experts, doctors or contractors and the people who do sell us things online. Society is built on this trust. But how reliable are these people? And what can we do to protect ourselves? Is your doctor drunk? Movers gone wild? The new stranger danger? You ruined my prom, Rosen versus the bank, the most dangerous eyeshadow ever, can you spare $1 to help the needy children? I can read your fortune, trust me. So this I'm reading of the book is called Rosen to the Rescue, by Jeff Rosen. Alright, so let's start with, is your doctor drunk? Several years ago, Danielle and her kids were visiting my mother in Florida. I stepped back to work. Out of nowhere, my mom fainted. Soon she got up and said she felt fine, but my wife was rattled by the fear. You need to go to the hospital, my wife urged her. No, I'm fine, my mom insisted. I'm on the phone listening to what happened, screaming, Mom, go to the hospital. Eventually, we convinced her to go to the ER for tests. They gave her a checkup and took scans and x-ray. Before we knew it, a radiologist delivered surprising news. Pointing at the scan of my mom's lung, it says, I don't know what caused you to faint, but this is something we need to biopsy. My mom could barely make it out. The scan showed a little white mark the size of a pinky fingernail. Needless to say, we all flipped out, and the result confirmed our worst fear, lung cancer. Even though she never smoked a day in her life, but we caught it early, the doctor explained. And it was only a stage 1, which meant that it hadn't spread and it could be safely removed. Deep breathing. So my mom went on to do a minor surgery, which we're told was relatively routine. Then we received a phone call. I've got some bad news, said the doctor. Oh my God, what is he going to tell us? My heart did a few flips. The doctor told us that as a precaution, they tested her lymph node when doing the surgery, and they found a surprise, a stage 3 lung cancer. Stage 3? That can be a death sentence. It was the most devastating news I ever heard. I dropped everything and hopped on a flight to be with my mom. And then hug her, comfort her, and stayed with her. Then we launched an intense search for the best doctor we could find. We researched and vetted and asked for recommendation. We were about to put my mom's life in the hand of a stranger. So I wanted to do my homework. We found a doctor we trusted. She got more tests, and then 6 months went by. It hadn't spread. 6 months more went by. It still hadn't spread. Every time she goes in for a checkup, we're white-knuckled and waiting for the report. And somehow, miraculously, every time it has to come back with good news. And this book goes to press. My mom is still winning the battle with cancer. This is all preamble to say that I have deeply personal reason for trusting and relying upon a doctor and surgeon. We need them. We let doctor examine our brain, cut our bones, with a knife, tell us what to eat and drink, and inspect every nook and cranny of her naked body. We trust them, we look up to them. I personally vetted my mom's doctor. He's been amazing. Yet government data shows that at least 100,000 doctors and other healthcare professionals working today, that's 1 every 10, are abusing drugs or alcohol. Some of them have performed surgery while stoned, and some are accused of crippling, paralyzing, and even killing their patients. Let me repeat that. 1 in every 10 doctors, according to the government study, is abusing drugs and alcohol. There are doctors out there under the influence of prescription narcotics, as we speak, putting their patients at risk. Said Dr. Stephen Lloyd, a doctor from Tennessee. How does he know this? Because he was a stone doctor. In a shockingly candid interview, he opened up and told me about his drug abuse. At my worst, I was doing 100 pills a day, Vicodin mainly, said Dr. Lloyd. You were taking 100 pills a day? Yes. And you were seeing patients? I was seeing patients. How was this possible? How could this happen? I tried to keep my composure, saying, that's frightening. It's very frightening, he says, nodding. He explained that pills like Vicodin, which take the edge off an extraordinary, intense, stressful job, are quite literally right in front of doctors every day. They can just dip their hand in the cookie jar. I have access, and every friend I have is a doctor, said Lloyd. They wrote you prescription? Absolutely. Part of me thought, wouldn't I be able to tell if my doctor is high? I've seen people on drugs get lost, scattered, and focused, and doctors are usually sharp and incisive. I asked him about this. Wouldn't I know if my doctor was high on pills? I'd like to think so, said Lloyd, but the truth of the matter is my patient didn't know I was using. Dr. Lloyd Sevany has never been accused of harming a patient while under the influence, but other doctors have. Take the case of one doctor, a neurosurgeon, who once advertised himself in an infomercial as the best neurosurgeon in Dallas. He operated on the patient, Jeff Cheney, who from the waist up looks like a trim, healthy, fit 40-something. Then I see him walk. Cheney walks with a broken limb, looking more like a brittle old man. When he climbs into the front seat of a car, he gingerly moves each leg, one at a time, using his hands and arms for assistance. Cheney didn't always walk like this. He went in for what the neurosurgeon called routine back surgery and came out partially paralyzed. You can barely walk? I asked Cheney. Correct, and it's painful. Cheney speaks slowly, muttering his words, seemingly haunted by the experience. It's my understanding that the surgeon was under the influence while performing surgery. Cutting into people? Yes, cutting into me. I look at Cheney's leg again. They seem out of sync. With his healthy upper body, Cheney looks at me and says, he turned me from a strong, healthy man into a crippled man. Cheney is not the only one. A dozen other patients say this same doctor botched their surgery too, turning into paraplegic and quadriplegic, confining them to wheelchair, according to the lawsuit. 2 patients even died after the operation, in one recent deposition. One of the doctor's assistants testified that he often drank at work. One described a bottle of vodka under the desk, and Fran described LSD and cocaine use. And in the deposition, when the doctor was under oath, he kept repeating, "Take the fifth. I take the fifth." Our request to interview him denied. I visit the home in Dallas, knock on the door, no answer. Eventually, I track him down on the phone, and he denies that he was drunk or stoned. He never got charged with any crime, and the state medical board found no evidence he was on drugs or alcohol during surgery, but his license was revoked because he violated the standard of care. One doctor, however, is willing to open up and take responsibility. Dr. Lloyd tells me. He tells me he's been clean for more than a decade. He said that other physicians need to step up and follow his lead. So this is going to do it for now. I will come back with this story on my next episode. I hope everybody having a wonderful Sunday, and I'll be right back.